Mind, an instrument of knowledge. What is mind does not matter. What is matter? Never mind. Mind is responsible for memory. The knowledge without memory is impossible. The memory consists in retaining, recalling, recognizing ideas and locating them accurately in the past. Without memory, intelligence, replication, and evolution is not possible. Brain cerebral cortex. Brain is an organ as well as an instrument through which we receive all the knowledge and from which all actions are initiated. The cerebral cortex is thin layer of gray matter covering the two cerebral hemispheres. Although it is no more than 4 millimeters thick, it makes up 40% of brain and has about 15,000 million nerve cells. The cerebral cortex is divided into different areas, each having a specific role to play. There are perhaps 10 raised to 11 neurons, nerve cells in the brain. A typical brain neuron has perhaps 1,000 little wires called dendrites, which connect it with its fellows. If, as seems likely, every bit of information in the brain corresponds to one of these connections, the total number of things that brain may know is about 10 raised to 14 or 100 trillion. Brain cerebral cortex diagram number 2. Brain cerebral hemisphere. The cerebral hemispheres are the largest part of the brain and contain the highest levels of the decision making processes. The left hemisphere is responsible for right side of the body and the right hemisphere is responsible for the left side of the body. Thus there is division of labor between the two hemispheres. Brain division of labor. The action of brain, sometimes described as mind, and the anatomy of brain is definitely connected in some way. As life is the process of matter, mind is the process of life. Education is nothing but mental conditioning. Mind is the brain conditioned by society, surrounding, and experience. The mind is emotional, but brain is factual. The mind is spiritual, but the brain is materialistic. Mind is connected with brain as well as self. The self is much nearer to mind than brain. It is decision-taking faculty of the mind which is very near to self. The creation of ego is birth of one's separate identity. There are two threads in man's disposition: egotism, which ensures survival of the individual, and altruism, which ensures survival of species. Brain left motor electroencephalogram. One third of our life is spent in sleep. The sleep has two aspects: superficial sleep and deep sleep. The deep sleep is synonymous with dreaming. The rapid eye movements during deep sleep are related to visual content of a dream. According to renowned psychologist Freud, suppressed desires find expressions in dreams. Just as the dream is an experience in sleep, there are near death experiences in coma. The coma is unnatural prolonged sleep. Person is declared dead when mental activities stop. Tracings on EEG turn out flat in the case of dead persons. Journey from life to death is journey from wakefulness to sleep, then to coma and finally to death. Any plant, animal or man who dies adds to nature's compost heap and becomes manure without which nothing could grow, nothing could be created. The death is simply the part of the process. ESP and PSI. Before oral language was invented, most of the communication was of biological nature. Biological communication seems to be behind ESP and PSI phenomena. Few exceptional people experience such phenomena. This may be because modern materialistic education diminishes the chance of such phenomena as emphasis is on material well-being rather than spiritual values. Telepathy seems to work best where a strong emotional element is involved. As urban civilization increases in complexity and reliance upon the kind of reasoning which is of value in technical processes becomes habitual, the portion of persons genuinely conscious of spontaneous PSI experience seems to decline. Hypnosis. Both the actions and behavior of a deeply hypnotized subject have been aptly compared with those of a person suffering from absent mindedness. No psychological cures have ever taken place in the absence of belief. With belief, the hypnotist is at the command of the subjects who experience many of the phenomena of